Good morning. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith from the National Weather Service in Pocatello with another edition of your Southeast Idaho Weather Hazard Briefing. This is Thursday, December 2nd. Few key points here looking at the next 5 days or so. First, we're starting out broken record. Most of this presentation today is going to sound very similar to what we've been discussing for several days now. Reason being, we have a ridge of high pressure that is still just stagnantly sitting over much of the western United States. It's continuing to provide us with dry conditions, mild weather, and those temperatures, really low impact conditions. Occasionally we see some patchy morning fog. We'll mention here we're seeing some signals in some of our high-res guidance for a little bit better fog potential, particularly tomorrow morning. We're not really seeing any widespread issues this morning as of this recording here for Thursday, but I think as we go into very early Friday morning, definitely going to see greater coverage on some fog and some low cloud cover, particularly right up the Snake Plain corridor. So particularly north of Burley, getting maybe close to the Pocatello area, maybe close to Idaho Falls, Arco Desert, Mud Lake, up into portions of Fremont County, all excellent candidates for some of this better fog potential Friday morning. So keep that in mind if you're heading out or commuting into work. Little bit of a foreshadowing of things to come, but not the real deal. Here as we head into Saturday, a weak system coming through Saturday and Saturday night, just lightly brushing across the forecast area. It's going to bring some breezy conditions, just a few light mountain snow showers to far northern portions of our forecast area, but still very low impact. This is not the main show. This is not the real change in our broken record and our stagnant pattern here. Still pretty decent temperatures above normal as we go into the weekend. Finally, Monday, as we come down to the third bullet here, Mother Nature will wake up. The active storm track that's been well north of us will come back south. Pattern change, widespread precipitation looking more and more likely for our forecast area starting on Monday, likely continuing into a little bit of Tuesday as well with a much better system coming through. So breaking it down here day by day in geographic area, we've added a little shading here, a little minor risk level shading to the patchy fog potential. Some of that could be a little on the dense side here where it does occur Friday morning. Again, keep that in mind for morning commute. Snake Plain corridor, portions of the eastern Magic Valley, a little bit of the northeast highlands as you head up along US 20, for example, up toward Island Park and Ashton. Certainly candidates for this tomorrow morning. So we'll continue to dig into that over the course of the day and refine our forecasts there. But elsewhere, again, continued mild, not too much going on. Here comes that little taste of things to come Saturday. Breezy conditions everywhere. I included breezy on every zone here geographically. Maybe a few light snow showers up in the northeast highlands in the Island Park area, up towards Stanley, north of Chalice, up towards Salmon. Chance of a few light snow showers Saturday into Saturday night. Our models are still not coming up with anything over 1 inch of snow for that, and if you want an inch, it's going to be up in the highest elevations as well in the mountains there with that system. A little bit of breeziness maybe lingering on Sunday, particularly Sunday afternoon in portions of the Snake Plain, eastern Magic Valley into the South Hills, maybe into the Raft River region there. Otherwise, still continued a little bit mild and quiet here over the weekend until we get into our real pattern change, our next decent system coming in on Monday. Widespread rain and snow, rain based on temperature mixing in across lower elevations of the Snake Plain, some of the valleys across the southern highlands as well. Breezy conditions returning with this system as well on Monday, some of this lingering into Tuesday here just beyond the outlook. So until we get there, though, quiet. No watches, warnings, advisories in effect once again, with high pressure generally in control. Very similar satellite picture, and this is just so cool to look at day after day for for us meteorologists. Really clear right under this big ridge of high pressure here across much of the west, but you can continue to see just this stream of high clouds. Not terribly impactful, but this stream of high clouds riding over the top of that ridge of high pressure here just to our north, and that's lighting up where that active storm track is and where it will remain until it comes further south on Monday. You can see just a little bit of blue shading here if you follow my cursor up toward Island Park, maybe the Rexburg area over toward Driggs. There's a little bit of lower, still mid-level cloud cover up there this morning, but last check of some of our weather stations and webcams, still not seeing any widespread fog issues this morning. Low temperatures as you head out. Again, broken record, generally just below freezing, mid-20s to low 30s across the region. High temperatures today on the left and tomorrow, Friday, shown here on the right, continued above normal, particularly today, seeing readings getting up into the mid-40s to upper 50s, maybe close to 60 down toward Burley and Oakley. Some mid to upper 50s here up into Chalice and Salmon as well. 58 for Pocatello, 51 over in Driggs. Lose a few degrees here as we go into Friday with that little taste of things to come, that weak system approaching. Saturday, very similar, just a few degrees cooler, but still not terrible out there, getting up into the 40s and low 50s for most locales. Here's a look at some of those winds on Saturday. We're still lighting up really those highest elevations, the peaks and ridge lines for gusts at 30 to 40 miles per hour up there. As usual, breezy out across the Arco Desert region as well, with some gusts above 30, 35 miles per hour. And you can see everywhere picking up at least 20 to 25 mile an hour gusts with this weak system Saturday. Still not looking like a widespread issue, though, as far as blowing dust, issues for high-profile vehicles, things like that. We're not reaching our wind advisory criteria, which is a little bit of a trigger point for some of those impacts. So just noticeably breezy, and something to keep in mind if the speeds that you see here are going to be impactful to you and your activities. High temperatures on Sunday, a little bit cooler here, getting up into the upper 30s to upper 40s, so we do lose a little bit of ground. But probably one last somewhat reasonably decent day here before things switch up and we have this system coming in for Monday. So much data in this day and age that we can look at for some of these systems that come in, certainly more than we can show you here in just a few minute briefing. But one of the things we were taking a look at this morning, and we're kind of tracking trends here, is what's the percent chance or probability of seeing some decent level of precipitation out of this Monday system? And the threshold we chose here was a half an inch of liquid. So what is the probability of reaching or exceeding a half an inch of liquid precipitation? Now, that could be a half an inch of rain in areas that have warm enough temperatures, for example, down in the eastern Magic Valley, or that could translate to at least several inches of snow at higher elevations. And you can see here, latest data this morning trending up. We're close to 40% up in Stanley, 41% in Island Park, 32% in Driggs, certainly the highest values falling in those northern mountain regions. And some preliminary signals here that the Sawtooth Mountains, the Boulder Mountains over toward the Grand Tetons may pick up some pretty decent precipitation. Certainly some spread in the models still as far as exact snowfall amounts. It's going to be cold enough for snow up in those areas, but some of the models are certainly spewing out at least a few inches, if not more, out of this system over a 24 to 36 hour period. Much lower probabilities of seeing quite that substantial amount of precipitation down low, generally about 10% or so as you get down into the Snake Plain, and that's fairly typical for these systems where we see the heaviest amounts in the mountains anyway. So just one of the many things we're watching here as we head toward Monday, and we'll continue to watch trends in some of these probabilities, and we'll be looking at putting out some preliminary forecasts as far as snowfall amounts here in the next day or two, so stay tuned. That's it for your briefing this morning. As always, feel free to reach out via phone, via email. Check out our website, weather.gov/Pocatello, to get a forecast for your location anytime. Facebook and Twitter are great as well for questions and reports and photos you'd like to share with us. Everybody have an outstanding Thursday.